How's it, guys? This is Dayvy FPL and welcome back to the Fantasy Premier League video here on my channel. Now in this video we're going to be going over a team preview for Game Week 18. We have used the wildcard chip, so in this video we'll be going over the wildcard choices that I've made and probably quite a final wildcard draft that we're going to be seeing later on in the video. Before that, we're going to take a look at Game Week 17 and how we got on, as well as the general feel about the game weeks and a couple of talking points that have been about it. But firstly, I want to do a couple of announcements. So I will be live streaming on Saturday afternoon, morning or night, depending where you are in the world, but I will be live streaming an hour before the deadline. Our usual deadline with Dayvy streams will continue from now till probably around that end of January period before every deadline, and this is an important one as I'm probably going to be confirming my final wildcard team there if it's not the same as the one in this video, so stay tuned for that. If you can't make the stream and you can't be there an hour before the deadline here on YouTube, you can always just stay tuned to my Twitter. I hopefully throughout that stream will post the final team, but I think it will be better and more of a certainty if you do appear in the stream, and I would really appreciate it if you guys made an effort to be there, and it's always nice interacting with you guys, especially before that deadline. The next announcement is that OneFootball have decided to renew my sponsorship. So that means one thing: you guys not only supported me, but you went over and out and you supported me greatly throughout this campaign. You used the link in the description and they are pleased with that. So they've decided to renew my sponsorship. So I can only say thank you again to you guys for using the link in the description and just supporting me overall. They will be the sponsor for the foreseeable future now, and hopefully at the start of the videos you'll be seeing a little bit of an introduction or an ad from them, and hopefully you also continue to show your support. And if you haven't already downloaded the app, you download it. Link down in the description. It is a free app. For those of you who don't know what OneFootball is, it's a footballing app where you can keep control and access to all your sporting fixtures. As you can see on screen there, you've got the league table. Also, you get your stats, goals and assists, and at the bottom there you saw yellow cards. That's going to be quite important now, getting into those suspended players. You can select whatever team you want. My personal favorite is Liverpool, so as you can see on screen, following their feed, but you can get news, live notifications of goals and assists and everything kind of FPL related, which is why I decided to take the sponsorship as I use the app, and hopefully you guys do as well. Link down in the description for the free app. You can download it on iOS or Android. But let's get in to the team selection. So on screen here, as we usually do, the team of the week, a couple of outstanding players here, and as you can see on screen, a lot of players that I own in my personal team, which is going to make this a kind of spoiler that this was a good game week. In goal, Ramsdale, and not many people do own the Bournemouth keeper, quite a shock victory there, but then Lundstrom, De Bruyne, Salah, Sterling, maybe even if you hold on to Pookie, he's also been performing quite well, but quite a nice differential drafts in here with Vertonghen, Balbuena, Fleck, Wood, those type of players, even Traore coming in with 10 points. But overall, quite a quick summary of the team of the week, as we have quite a lot to get through in this video. So let's get on to Game Week 17. As you can see on screen there, 79 points, above the average of 56. A good, really good game week, so it saw us rise in rank to just above the 50k mark. Really nice place to be in come this festive period, so hopefully we can kind of bounce on from this and get a respectable rank come that end of the Christmas period, and then we can be looking at getting a really nice rank at the end of the season. Another notable thing is we managed to overtake that 1,000 point mark. I know that's not really much, as at the end of the season we'll probably be getting above 2,000, but it's just a nice little milestone to hit, and once you hit it, you kind of are happy and have to relate on it. But as I said, 79 points. Let's see who got the points in my squad. We have Matt Ryan in goal with 3 points, a keeper that recently has not been performing for me. I know he had quite a nice run of clean sheets, but that kind of seems to have dried out. He does have some nice fixtures coming up, but on the wild card, I don't really know exactly if we're going to be holding on to Matt Ryan, as I do think there are other keeper options that are performing better. The rest of the defense, we had Robertson, which was probably the most annoying factor. There was leaked early team news that Robertson was benched, but unfortunately I did not have access to Twitter or my phone, so missed out on that news, but we could have maybe saved the 1 point appearance, but I don't think it would have been that much, as I probably would have just played Aurier. But 1 point appearance, I think we've got to get used to this kind of Liverpool rotation. Our Klopp's shown that he's not scared to rotate, and kind of no one is safe. I'd probably say the only safe person in that team is probably Virgil van Dijk and Alisson. Other than that, there could be mass rotation, and we just have to keep our eye on that with this busy festive period. But then we have Lundstrom, 11 points. Once again, Lord Lundstrom returns for us, a clean sheet and an assist. So continuously gets forward in those games, and whenever he goes on that goal of the week, you always see him have a lot of highlights there. So really happy to still own him. Price rising like crazy recently, so I definitely think that if you do have him, keep him, and if you don't have him, it looks like a transfer in. Then we have Soyuncu with 3 points, managed to get a bonus point even though they did concede, which was quite nice, but I was not expecting Norwich to perform as well as they did. So Soyuncu managing to concede, then only get the 3-point appearance. Then we have Kelly, probably the worst fixture of the weekend, 1-1 Brighton versus Crystal Palace. I wanted it to be a 0-0, and that's what I predicted, but unfortunately, as I said, worst case scenario for me, Ryan and Kelly both conceding, so not many points in that one. Then going on to the midfield is where things look a lot better. We have Kevin De Bruyne with 19 points. I'm going to fill him in kind of with Sterling as well because they played the same fixture, but De Bruyne and Sterling repaying my patience in them. I was so happy when I managed to see that they both got on the score sheet there. 19 points, obviously the best performer of the weekend. I saw a couple of people in my chat when I did do my live stream on Sunday that they said that they captained De Bruyne. So if you did, that's a massive captain differential there, and congratulations. Otherwise, we have Mount with 2 points, kind of a shock victory for Bournemouth against Chelsea. But Chelsea don't really seem to be performing that well, which is highly annoying as Mount is still getting tons of shots. They just don't seem to be producing FPL points. Then we have Mo Salah with 16 points, kind of continuing this form that he has against Watford. 2 really nice goals taken there. Disappointed that I didn't captain him, but I don't think I was ever going to look past Jamie Vardy, who got 5 points. Just the assist there. As I said, Norwich kind of shocked result there with the 1-1. I was expecting Vardy to get a little bit more, but that wasn't the case. But you know, sometimes these things happen, and in FPL this season especially, we've had really unpredictable results. Then we have Danny Ings with just the 2 points. Apparently he was really unlucky, hit the bar once, so was close to scoring a goal there, but unfortunately didn't continue his goal scoring run, but he just ends up with the 2 points. Then on the bench, Perez thought that he wouldn't play, just kind of put him on the bench to see maybe if he would come on. Then we have Aurier with 2 points, and then obviously Greenwood, who I think has scored for the second continuous week, but I never really was going to play him. But he definitely looks like maybe an option if you are a holder of Greenwood. You might play him in the upcoming weeks, but maybe just see how he gets on, and if he does play midweeks and that kind of thing, that should give you a good indication of maybe if he's going to start on the weekend. But now let's get on to my wildcard team. So I'm not going to go on to the team selection because my team is a little bit different, as I am kind of playing for price rises. You will see it now upcoming, but I just wanted to go over, this will probably be my final wildcard draft here. I'll go with this team. This is how my thinking is currently, and come that deadline on Saturday, this will probably be how the team has set out. So starting in goal, we have Guaita, 5.1 million. I think he's the keeper to own at the moment. 100% has been performing so well. A little bit annoying that a lot of people brought him in about 3 game weeks ago, and a lot of people were saying that a goalkeeper transfer is not really the best, me included. I just kept Matt Ryan there, but Guaita has been performing absolutely sensationally. I mean, he doesn't get a clean sheet, but he still ends up with 8 points, which is absolutely crazy. So he'll be in goal. I'm still deciding with Button maybe to bring in a rotating cheaper goalkeeper, just because I'm sometimes worried about maybe Hennessy coming back in the lineup over this busy festive period. But I currently think Wheat is a little bit impossible to drop. Going to the rest of the defense, we have Rico and Kelly both coming in at 4.3 million. Both have some really nice fixtures coming up. I think I trust Kelly's defense a lot more than Bournemouth's, but I just keep Rico in here as a little bit of a cheap alternative. I currently have Soyuncu in my team as well, just mainly because they have some nice upcoming fixtures after that Man City-Liverpool game, but he'll definitely be on the bench, and that's something that I'm considering, maybe downgrading him to another alternative, or maybe even bringing in a Manchester United defender, as I won't be playing him over these next 2 fixtures. So I'm just monitoring that situation. Then we have Target for Aston Villa. As you know, I spoke about Grealish in the preview and how Aston Villa's fixtures are so nice. So I've brought Target in here, also a cheap alternative, loves to get forward, and I think that that's going to be equaling FPL points in especially these upcoming 3 game weeks. Then we have Lundstrom. He's not going anywhere, 4.6 million, got a lot of money tied up in him, having bought him for 4 million at the start of the season, so he's going to be staying in the squad. The midfield, I just wanted to say this formation is going to be a 3-4-3 probably most game weeks, but I do have Jack Grealish here, 6.1 million. Spoke about how good Aston Villa's fixtures are. I know that he missed that pen, but hopefully he does stay on penalties for Aston Villa. Then going on to the double up of Spurs midfielders, Alisson. I've got two great options here. I really do think that Spurs are going to do quite well. Maybe not in this upcoming game week against Chelsea. It probably is going to be quite a tough game week, but after that they have some really nice fixtures. I think they play Norwich in the span of 5 game weeks, so definitely looking at prime captaincy options in the upcoming game weeks. I've kept De Bruyne, 9.9 million, also have some money in him, but I think he's the Man City player to own at the moment. Looks undroppable, is getting forward a ton, and when Kevin De Bruyne is on form, he usually does increasingly well. So I think I'm going to be keeping De Bruyne. Moving on to my cheaper alternative in midfield, I've gone for Traore. Comes in at 5.2 million, looks an absolute beast in that midfield and is getting forward so much, and as I said, he's just so muscular and strong, and he looks like a great option going forward. I know Wolves' fixtures aren't the best, but with Traore I can always have him on the bench, and it's a nice option to come off the bench if need be. But then going on to the forwards, that premium forward line of Vardy, Rashford and Kane. So with Vardy undroppable at the moment, I know he has 2 upcoming fixtures that are quite tough, but I don't think with the money I have in him I'm going to drop him. I don't think it's worth it. I think I'll just keep him, and hopefully he does score. He loves scoring against the top 6 sides, so hopefully we get 1 or 2 goals there. With Rashford's probably the one that I'm a little bit skeptical about. I have him in my squad as he did rise up in price, and that Manchester United have a nice upcoming run, but I just don't know if I trust the United attack that much, and I maybe could see myself downgrading him and then upgrading a midfielder position. But with Rashford, 9 million, might be a good option. I'm just a little bit worried of him starting on the wing. I always prefer him starting up front, but it looks like Martial's got that position. But I still have him in my squad as he could be a nice option, but I'm just a little bit undecided on him. Then we have Harry Kane completing that Spurs triple up. It was the Spurs triple up of a defender and 2 midfielders, or defender and Harry Kane. I've opted for Kane as maybe a little bit more of a higher ceiling there, and I do think that Kane generally does quite well over the Christmas period. So that's going to be my wildcard team. Stay tuned for that deadline stream, as I said, as I'll be confirming my team then. But let's get on to the team selection. So I'm not going to be going over fixtures here. I'm just going to be talking about captaincy and formation. So as I said, 3-4-3 probably going to be the team for this weekend, but just don't pay attention to the players here. As I said, I'm just going to be rotating them for the price rises. But my captaincy for this week, I currently have it on De Bruyne, but I think it's between De Bruyne and Son. I don't think I'm going to be captaining Rashford, as I don't know if I trust that United attack that much. And then with Jack Grealish, I don't think I'll be captaining a midfielder that isn't a premium option. So De Bruyne currently my captain. I just think he does so well at home, and I think this is a must-win victory for Man City. So I think that he will do well this weekend, but I equally think that Heung-min Son will do well. It is Chelsea. Chelsea have looked quite lost defensively, and I think that Spurs will look to capitalize on this as it is at home. I think that Son always does well in these tougher fixtures. Harry Kane might also be an option as he is on free kicks and penalties, but I just currently am thinking between De Bruyne and Son. Currently, I'm favoring De Bruyne a little bit just because of a little bit more of a differential pick. I think a lot of people own the Spurs players, and I think that tripling up on Spurs is almost a differential enough and should cover a lot of the Spurs points, whereas De Bruyne, anyone in that Man City side could get a goal, and at least I have a little bit of a coverage there from Man City. But this is probably how it's going to be lining up. The bench should probably stay the same. I'll just transfer in whoever I do swap out for them, but the bench will probably be Traore on the bench, which is quite a tough one. I'm almost considering maybe benching Vardy and playing Traore, as I think that Norwich fixture is quite a nice fixture compared to Vardy's Man City. But this is probably going to be how we line up. Just swap in whoever was in the final wildcard draft, and then just swap them in for this team selection. But hopefully it's going to be a good game week, the first blank game week of the FPL season. So hopefully you guys navigated well. I think it's going to be quite a low scoring game week, so maybe try to limit the hits a little bit. But if you do have to maybe transfer out a player, then I would just go for it. There could be some nice differentials this game week, and even the captaincy this game week is going to be quite split, so we're going to be looking to maybe rise up in the ranks quite nicely. But this is going to wrap up the video, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed this week of content and this team selection video. Please like it if you did, and subscribe if you're new or have not subscribed yet. Thanks again to OneFootball for renewing the sponsorship, and stay tuned for that deadline with Dayvy stream coming up on Saturday. I'm going to be signing off. This has been Dayvy FPL, and I'm out. Cheers, bye.